Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so thank you. I've called the meeting to order at 6:05 approximately.
5:05?
5:05. Yeah, let's get the hour right. And it looks like there's Doug here with us online. Is that correct? Can we hear you, Doug? No.
Is
Yeah,
our
can
mic?
you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yes, yes. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, I'll take a roll call of everyone here. Terry, start with you.
Terry Sawyer's here.
Ken Black here.
Matt Abbey, present.
Margot Jones here.
Sarah Bullock here.
And
Doug
we
Mayo
have
here.
Doug over the virtual lines. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the August 7th minutes.
So moved.
Tim moves.
Second.
Good. Second from Doug. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well done, Sarah, as usual. So much detail.
I try. I don't want to do, like, I try not to do too much, but I try to balance it, so that people who are just looking in for the first time can get some
And
context.
learn something. Yeah, it's great. Okay, and it looks like we have someone else. Hi, Stephanie. With us.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, old business. So more about the Concord coach.
Yeah.
Tim, do you want to?
So I sent out stuff to everybody. A photograph that I found online of a coach loaded up with passengers.
Yeah,
Compared it with the picture of our coach, which are quite similar. I ordered this is for my own personal use, a catalog, a copy of the catalog of the company that made the coaches that dates from the time. And I've talked to the New Hampshire Historical Society that we have in their possession a list of coaches that were made during a certain period of years by the company that made them. And it covers the year that ours was made. So it should, in the order book, it should say who ordered it, how much it cost, what the model number was and stuff like that. But I have to go to Concord, New Hampshire to look at it. It's not online. They haven't digitized stuff yet. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I can do that. I also have contacts with some other people. I have looked into, as I told you in that thing I sent out, a company that rebuilds coaches. You give them your coach and they rebuild it and send it back to you. Also, if you just want to do the wheels, there's a wheel shop, a wheelwright in Amish country in Pennsylvania. And if you send them photographs and dimensions of your wheels, they'll send you back a bid for how much it would cost for them to rebuild the wheels, which would be the part that would be most likely to have to be rebuilt in order for us to make any use of the coach. The rest of the coach, as Matt can attest, and I can look over it quite carefully. I don't see any other problems. The other main thing that would probably have to be redone in order to make the coach usable is the leather straps that they use for suspension. They used oxhide straps that run from the support system that the wheels are on, the undercarriage, and they support the part where people ride. And so they form a sort of a primitive version of springs and shock absorbers and stuff. And so the main body of the coach hangs from these leather straps, and the leather straps run back and forth. They're several layers thick, and the coach is fastened to them, and those deteriorate. And I would doubt very seriously, I have no way of testing, but I doubt that they would be sturdy enough to be able to use. There was some mention in some of the stuff that I saw from earlier of our coach that it needed a new axle.
Right.
I see no signs of that.
Oh,
The iron axle itself is a piece of iron that is encased in wood, and the iron runs across the front axle, and the rear axle as well are pieces of iron rod that run across. And at the end, the iron sticks out, and then the hub of the wheel rides on that. And there's inside the hub, there's an iron bushing or some sort that you grease up. Squeaky wheel gets that's where that comes from. And so you grease that up and put them on. Those hubs undoubtedly will have to be rebuilt. And I'm thinking that's what they were talking about. But until somebody who knows what they're talking about looks at the coach, I couldn't be for sure. But, unless I'm wrong about that, if you replace the straps and you replace the wheels, the coach could probably be pulled out of its thing and trundle along the street without anything else. Pieces might fall off of it. It's just made of thin wood pieces that are fastened together with little bits of iron joinery. It has a glass window that pulls up and down in the door. And there's some curtains that close up to make the thing more weatherproof against rain and so forth. But in the interior, the seats, I'm sure would need to be redone if you were going to. As far as cost is concerned, until you brought one of these outfits to actually look at it, you wouldn't be able to get a price. But my ballpark guess is anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000
Oh, they're carrying them. Yeah.
to get it in good shape,
Okay.
reasonable shape that, redone, paint fixed up, blah, 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 upholstery, running gear, all of that stuff. 50 to 100 grand, I'm guessing from what I've seen. Now I've got the guy who's the head of the Hadley Farm Museum is rustling up some local people who have worked on restorations, including the one at Hadley, and he's going to give me their contact numbers and so forth. But that's been a while. There's one in Belchertown that's been redone. There's one in Hadley that's been redone. There's one in Concord, New Hampshire, several in Concord, New Hampshire that have been redone. And so those give you some idea, but they were all done quite a while ago. So everything would have to be, yeah.
I stumbled across the company who made the coach.
Abbott
Abbott and Downing.
and Down, yeah,
Abbott and Downey has its own historical society
that's right,
that has coaches
That's right.
that are working.
that's right.
Have you talked to them?
Yes.
Because they got to know something about maintaining these things.
Sort of.
Oh,
Sort of talk to them. The reason I say sort of is that there were two prime movers and shakers of that historical society. They both had died. And so they're back in this sort of second string, third string people. So yes, I've got contact numbers for them I got from the Historical Society, but I haven't been able to reach the new people. But they have redone them, but that's been a while.
Yeah, because I've seen that, like you can go through them, and get a coach for an event if you want to. So they got to be maintaining these
Oh, yeah,
things.
yeah. And there's several particularly around New Hampshire that are being used on a regular basis.
Mhm.
This pull down the street with horses and you can get rides in it. One at Hadley, you can go inside it, get inside it and so forth. So it's good enough to be able to do that, but they don't actually run it on the road.
oh, really?
At least they haven't for a while.
Huh.
Yeah,
When they first did it, but haven't done it for a while.
and then the one in Barry also gets taken out, I think, at least once a year.
Yeah.
What the lady told me.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So Jeremy, Eric said he would tell the person to keep the door open. We're sorry.
I was nice.
Well, no, it should have been open. And I don't know what the planning board does.
There was less weight, less late. Yeah.
Did you try both doors?
I did,
Yeah.
the front and then the side.
Our apologies.
Go ahead.
That's another quick question. You were mentioning, I've read a bunch about the leather straps,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
mentioned, which I really dig the idea. You mentioned it was oxhide.
They were made out of
I
oxide.
was wondering, just when you said that, like if I just, whatever we have kicking around for modern leather, if I just ordered some,
Yeah.
would it suffice or do we need something?
But I would imagine it
Or
would.
oxide?
The only reason I said oxide is
Anything
because
different
in
than-
one of the things in the description of the coach, it said that it took 12 oxen or some number like that just to
Oh.
supply enough leather
For
to
one
make the
pair.
straps. But it's certainly, you could probably use any kind of thick leather if you could get it thick enough,
Yeah.
to be able to handle. I don't know any of the specs of other that. But I do know that the people who rebuild the coaches, and there's at least two outfits that I've found who rebuild these sort of things. And both of them would have the supply
Right.
of that. They would know where to get it, what specs on it
I wonder
are.
if they also have like modern artificial alternatives.
Imagine, they probably could do that as well, yeah. Yeah,
We're
so-
not looking to restore.
Well, to move this
Christine.
along,
Sorry.
no, it's fascinating, all of it, but there is a deadline for CPC coming up shortly to try to fund some sort of feasibility study. Is there
no,
no?
no, and I'm gonna go back to what in our discussion we had before. I would be very much opposed to spending any kind of money on this coach in any respect until there's a destination for it.
Yep,
And that's up to the city,
yep,
in my mind. And so unless we have a destination of someplace where it's headed for, even if that's several years down the road, even if it's just a plan, I
yeah,
can't see
it's
spending
an idea.
our money that we don't really have in order to do work on fixing up a coach that then would have no place to go. It doesn't make sense to me, and maybe it does to you guys. Maybe it's worthwhile to get some bids and proposals and so forth. But I think, that's, if I could dare say it, putting the coach.
It's not coming.
Apologize, I apologize.
Many opportunities.
I couldn't help myself.
That's it, meeting's canceled.
I would actually add to that we would also need to determine our goal for the carriage, if it's going to be a museum piece or if it's going into be a working piece.
Mhm.
Because I think that's two different forms of storage.
You're right.
I think the
right.
mayor envisioned it as a working piece.
I love that idea and I think
Yeah.
that's the best idea. And then that's easier storage.
Sure. But if you were just gonna move it, let's say to a museum where it would sit in its present condition, but cleaned up a little bit, then all you'd have to really do is redo the wheels. Because the wheels, I would not trust the wheels as they are now. They're just too old. And so, if you tried to move it, right now it's sitting on the wheels. You could raise it up and you could take the wheels off and you could move it and put it down. But then you come in someday to your exhibition and find it lying on its side. I mean, wheels are the worst. They dry out, the rims shrink, the spokes shrink, the hubs deteriorate. And so, you'd really want some good solid wheels under it. But you could get those done by the Amish for probably a reasonable price.
And honestly, who would be better for the job?
Oh, yeah.
You know what they're talking
And
about.
I talked to the guy there I called him up and talked to him and he said, oh, yeah, he said, we do. And yeah, tell me the size, give me some pictures, I'll tell you a price in return mail. I mean, they do it all the time apparently. So, it's a working wheelwright shop. So
Mhm.
that's no problem for them. Yeah.
If it's going to be a working coach, does it need a new home? Like if it's coming in and out all the time, or can it not stay where it is?
Well, it's in the DPW garage. And
Right.
it's safe in that it's safe from the rain and safe from that. It's covered with trash, but that could be taken care of.
But like it doesn't need, if it's a museum piece, then it needs to be like on display somewhere where people can access it and see it regularly. But if it's just meant to come out for parades and things, then it doesn't matter if the public can get to it.
I would
right?
be afraid pieces would fall off of it I'm
Where it
serious.
is now.
if it's in the condition it's in now.
Well, I say still
If you
restore
started
it. but it's-
rolling it on the road.
Right. But as far as like, if we don't want to do anything until we know where it's going to go,
Right.
Right.
but the end goal is
Store
to
it,
make
and it goes
it.
out, drives through the
And drive.
play, can't
And
park
then-
right back where it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it could be.
easier. If we
Could
don't
be.
need a new location because it doesn't need
Yeah.
to be in public display,
Right.
it just stays where we fix it.
Right, if we can keep the old location.
That could be step 2 and then.
Right, has that-
Just restore the
I mean,
wheels.
that
Yeah, I don't-
DPW doesn't want it there.
But we don't even know if
Yeah,
that's an
no,
option.
they
is to
don't.
They'll keep it, but I mean, they expressed to me, they just soon get it out of there. But I think as much as anything, it's not that it's taking up so much space, is they're afraid it's gonna get broken.
It's gonna fall apart on their
Well,
watch.
and just moving things around in the garage or something was to hit it.
Yeah, they're gonna
Knock
move
it.
something and something
Yeah, knock
falls
it
on it, or the guy isn't paying attention.
And
on
they could
it.
be running forklifts in there and whatever. So I don't know.
But I think at the end of the day, though, if it is going to get restored for use, then DPW is the way to go. Then, you know, the town has vehicles all over the place and they all live somewhere. So.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
if they're afraid, I mean, can you?
And the
Add an extra
deterioration would
piece or-
continue then. I mean, you know, the deterioration would continue if you didn't stop the deterioration
Right.
by doing a restoration, then what's going to happen inevitably is that, you know, pieces are going to crack and they're going to break and they're going to fall off and they're going to do, so that is inexorable unless you do something to stop it. Now, the last time that was done in 1938, when it got flooded and they restored it then. But I don't know that they've done anything on it since. They redid the upholstery in it, as I understand. Yeah,
Yeah, if it got flooded.
yes, got flooded.
All right, well,
Anyway, that's where we stand right now.
yeah, there's nobody pushing to go to CPC.
Just the mayor and
Is she pushing?
Not for CPC, but she.
she was pushing us to move forward on it,
Right.
But there's no moving forward without this money. Like, we don't have the money to
No.
go to the next phase without this. So if we don't do it now,
Well, we could reach out to the DPW and say, hey, is there a better place you could store this in the meantime that would make everybody happy? We could kind of. Like you said, there's a home for everything.
that's what I'm saying, that's the city's,
Yeah.
that's the mayor's job, in my mind, is to find a place for it. Whether it's DPW or someplace else,
No, it's not.
if she wants this to happen, that's kind of on her, isn't it?
Newell, who's worked his way up, he was tree warden, he
Oh,
was.
well, let's give him a head again and see how he does.
Yeah, no, he might have a different attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't that be part of this feasibility study? Couldn't its home be part of the feasibility study to figure out A, how much it costs, and B, where we're gonna put it?
So want to hire somebody to do that?
Well, I mean, are we certain that we won't need to pay to put it somewhere?
Are we certain we
Honestly,
won't need to
like, what
pay?
about, like,
Right, I mean, could that be part of what we have to budget for?
Refrigerated commercial storage unit. Like, I know we don't want to pay a monthly rent to have like a room, but like, you know, where people must store their boats, stuff like that somewhere, like.
But in
There are garages there,
city,
you
you've
can rent
got,
garage space.
within the city organization, you've got they know what property they own, they know where it is, they know how big it is, they know what kind of condition it's in. You know, you go through the list, all the things that you need to be able to find a spot, they have within their own organization. You don't need to hire somebody from outside.
Yeah, imagine.
No, I mean, but
Space.
you need somebody to meet with those people and take the time to figure it out. But if there's not an appetite to get money to do it, then let's just keep talking.
I don't
I think
guess
there's
the
an
question
urgency to it.
Question for us is how far do we want to go with this? How far do we feel that we need as a group go with this? How far do we want to go? I mean, I'll keep doing what I've been doing and I'll nail down, you know, stuff, but I know at some point, somebody's going to say, okay, you want me to look at it? It's going to cost you
Right.
Right,
travel and everything else for somebody to come and then come back and give you a proposal.
Right, but isn't that the point where we go, okay, now we stop, we work out funding.
Yeah.
Work out that, and that, you know.
So do
that's-
we have
that's
money
the point
to
where
pay
we
somebody
need
to
work
come and
on.
do a study? I mean, do we have money?
no, we don't have any. money.
No,
We
that's
would
what we're
apply to
discussing, is do we need to
CPC.
worry
Yeah.
about getting it quickly?
There we are, hi
We need
Karen.
to worry about it in this round,
Yay,
or can it
we've
wait
just-
at this point?
we've just been talking about the coach, so,
Up to the group.
this is a yearly funding cycle, so if we
Yeah.
don't do it now, it
Yeah.
is for next year.
I think it's a little too late to do it now, but that gives us enough time to really get all of our ducks in a row.
Yeah, I think
Next year.
it certainly doesn't have the kind of urgency that we need to scramble to get it on the wire now.
Okay, great. Can you hear us? Okay, good. All right,
I can hear just fine. Sorry about that. Whew.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're good.
I'm good
yeah,
now.
we moved around it. We made it
It's
difficult.
kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to agree then to aim for the next funding cycle, next year's funding cycle. And then would that be to make a proposal to get money to have somebody do a formal inspection of the coach and give us a proposal, an itemized proposal of what it would cost to, because we can get,
Yeah, we could also, in the meantime, talk to Athena. If she could get us some
Oh, yeah.
grant funding in the meantime, then maybe next year we could use the money for like the wheels or something like that. See how far we get in a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
We
that's a good
also
idea.
should spend this year figuring out where it's gonna go and what do we gotta do about that?
True story.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's buildings that the city owns around the city. They own, there's a lot of buildings. There's a lot of buildings.
Did you
that-
own the
They can
fairground?
put it under a tent,
No.
like,
How big?
That's too bad. That-
Their fairgrounds has gotten a lot of CPC money and
It would feel good.
They didn't want
It
it,
would feel good if it lived at the fairgrounds.
As I understand it,
a place to
they
put
said,
it, building or something.
I think we got that from Aaron. Maybe
Oh.
I didn't, I never talked to him, but I'm thinking maybe we got it through the city somehow that they weren't interested. I don't.
I can ask, because I've been meaning to meet with him anyway.
Didn't our trolley just open up a berth? Wasn't there a trolley that used to drive around? They got hammered under a bridge?
Yeah.
Is that berth empty all of a sudden?
I like the way you think.
I was parked at DPW too.
Yeah, but, I mean, that sounds like an empty berth to me.
Yeah, right.
Arch Street, Stephanie said.
Yeah. That's straight.
Yeah,
oh,
that
okay.
was, I remember that. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's so
where it
sad.
was. But yeah, I think the trolley was stored at the DPW.
Yeah,
but
right.
is what we were getting at.
Huh.
And
All right, well, I'd like to move along because we have a hard stop at 6 and we have some
Right.
things to talk about. So historic database and maps. So the building inspection department has had it. Have you had any communication with them?
I have not, but in the meantime, I've continued to add more stuff to it. I haven't really touched Deerfield Street in the interest of going as fast as I can to get everything else done. I'm
Mhm.
hoping to have the next release by the end of the month.
Can you check a property for me?
I can check a property, whether it's on the list currently.
Yeah,
Yes, I can. Let me
16 Pierce Street. We just-
By the way, you guys on that side of the table, you need to speak up.
Okay, right.
Because there's periodic noise coming in the back.
And there's gonna be.
I can't
more.
hear you.
Yeah.
16 Pierce?
Yeah,
I live at 60 Pierce.
you live at 60
Yes.
and this is 16.
is that, which side? Is that on the side with Sophia's Pizza or the side with Walgreens?
I don't know.
The side with Sophia's Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, they've asked to demolish a garage, I think.
Wow.
The only one on the list for Pierce Street at the present is 35 Pierce Street,
Which is the girls' club.
Pierce Street
School.
Primary School.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. Well, so maybe we just got this today, actually late this afternoon, asking for a demolition okay on this property. And what I might want to do is just say, well, is it on Sarah's list?
Not until it's done. What if there isn't one on the list?
They have version 1.
No, but if they trash it, that's one less thing to go on the
If
list.
that's, if that's not on version 1, but it's
Oh.
on version 2 because there's so many entries. There's like over 1,000 entries.
Yeah.
And I only have like 700 so far.
Is that all?
That's a lot. but
God, you have been
I
slacking.
mean, we don't have to spend a lot of time on that, but let me check in with Mark and make sure that he's actually checking your database, because that's why we did it. Okay, and I have elected to push demolition delay ordinance changes to an ongoing topic at the bottom of the agenda. So, at the time of the agenda, under new business, there were no demolition requests, but we did get one this afternoon. And Jeremy and I haven't processed it yet.
Oh, interesting. Just not to interrupt, on Macris itself, the only thing on Pierce Street is number 7.
Oh, which is on the corner of Federal and.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
building that
yeah.
Sophia's Pizza was in. It used to be an auto dealership or a gas station or something like that.
But again, here to the fact that it's, riddled with errors because the data was pretty old at the time. The other one, for whatever reason, if it's not listed in here on Pierce Street in Macris, why is the other one in
Hmm.
Macris under a different section, but you can't pull it up on Pierce Street?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
mean, the
not, it's,
school,
it's an
yeah.
incomplete database even by itself
Yeah,
without having compiled everything, which it's gonna take us like a year or two to really get it going and get it thoroughly vetted.
yeah.
What was the
Data right.
address
Thank you.
again? I missed the address. I'm sorry.
16 Pierce Street. And
Thank you.
it's, looks
Yeah, it looks like it's in very poor.
very bad
shape.
shape.
And garages are hard, yeah,
Yeah,
hard to say. It looks like a pretty big garage.
yeah. Okay, so we'll follow that up a little more after the meeting or tomorrow or something. Update on digital publishing of A Conservative Rebel.
I don't know if you want me to go over that again. I don't know if you read any of the minutes, Tim, to like, I don't know if I should bring you up to speed on that.
I didn't see it.
So I got the okay from the city's attorney and the library.
Because they own the copyright to it.
Right, so I'm working on the digital copies and the city attorney also said that the historical commission could sell it. And we could have a little bit of make copies and like stuff like that, whatever little bit of money it comes in, we could use to fund whatever we wanted to do. It's not gonna fund a stagecoach, but it could do that kind of a thing. And so I have a meeting with the finance director towards the middle of the month. I was gonna have a meeting with him earlier, but he's been having a lot of car issues. I guess his transmission blew up. So that put a kibosh to that. So hopefully sometime in the middle of the month, we'll have a meeting and I can give you more formal updates next month. But in the meantime, I'm almost done digitizing everything, but I've had a hard time getting it from raw images to the OCR, like transferring the image of the text to actual text.
Sure.
Some of the pages were distorted and there's like a U shape that can't be adjusted. So I'm having to go back and kind of manually adjust everything. But I'm about
They
90%.
weren't flat when they were scanned.
Most of them were, but some of them weren't.
Okay.
And so now I'm between that and the black and white photos being really high contrast, I'm gonna have to go back in and manually re-add some of the.
Printing was not good on them in the first place.
No,
The printing in that book is really poor.
I don't like the double column thing. I
Yeah,
don't like that.
but I mean, I just remember the photos were not really.
Were not
produced
crisp.
too well.
yeah.
Now, this historical society might have the originals of some of those, but
I would like to contact them for those because getting the highest quality, I think, is gonna be better than getting just medium quality and then just pushing it out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure it's done right before I really let it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was able to actually announce last month that we got the ability to do that. And now it's just a matter of like finishing up and tidying up and like wrapping the bow and, but yeah, so there is forward momentum on that. It's a little slower than I like, but as with everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will see that. And I'm hoping we can release it by Christmas time. And have it, oh, here, support your local municipality, buy the history lover in your family a digital copy for $10 or whatever.
Talk to Carol Ailman at the Historical Society. She's the president of the board right now, and she'll take this idea.
Definitely will.
Okay. Great. Well, again, Sarah, thank you for your efforts. Very impressive. Okay, next item is, I just want to talk about, I got invited to meet with the pastor and the property committee chair at St. James. That's the church, the Gothic Revival Church that's redoing their roof, and they came to
Yeah.
us for approval.
right.
So she said they're trying to address all their delayed maintenance and budgetary issues. And so she wanted to know how often do we have to come to you and
Sure.
what can you tell us? And so I might want to put this into a document, because basically I explained that we don't have review power of design at the moment. Maybe someday we will.
Yeah.
So I said, basically said we don't have any power. But if you're using state or federal money, our opinion will be requested.
Yeah,
And so we do have review power there
sure.
on the exterior.
Yeah.
And then the other agency we have is with CPC. If you want funding, local funding, then come to us and we'll review what's proposed and either support it or not. So we actually have more authorities than I initially was
Yeah.
saying we had. And are there any others that we have?
Any others, what?
Any other way that we
Oh, right. So we don't have authority, but we have clout.
kind of,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the state and federal money, we still can't block anything, but
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can
but they can.
affect it.
Yeah, I mean, so I said what we want is for everybody to comply with the Secretary of the Interior's standards of preservation.
Yeah.
And that documents our Bible. And if you come in here and show us something that clearly violates that, we won't support it.
Right.
But the state and federals, they also invoke that and
I think maybe the way to put it is exactly the way you are putting it. It's like, we don't have the power to say no, but if we say yes, that has some power.
That's right.
yeah.
And al-
Yeah,
and also we have sort of advice and consent, because in the past, we've been able to use that pretty effectively by not prohibiting something, but by suggesting an alternate path that people have adopted that have made it a better preservation than it would be otherwise, whether it was the color of the front of a building or whatever. I think we've been able to use that pretty effectively. I'd say that was advice and consent, really, but it doesn't, without the veto power.
Right, but that relies on the goodwill of the owner to come to us.
Yeah,
So it gets applied in an
sure.
inconsistent manner. Yeah.
Yeah.
People who are already shown
Yeah.
a willingness.
I mean, it's more,
Yeah, we got a record. We have a
we're
record.
experts in this area, and so we can
Yeah.
give them free expert advice, basically, on how to make the projects
Yeah.
better. You can pay a preservation consultant.
That's right. Or you could
Probably will.
come here and we do it for nothing.
Yeah, they probably should.
Yeah.
Potentially do that also, but we
Yeah.
are here to give that kind of advice.
Yeah.
Without charging.
Yeah.
When I make the minutes, I can lay all this out into a separate document and just have it as a procedural document.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's easy. It's-
Wonderful.
That's simple. We're talking about it right now. It's gonna be in the,
Excellent. Excellent.
And Eric, if somebody comes to staff, city staff, they could have that as a reference to, please go to the historic. Yeah, it makes it warmer, but should we?
I love the fact that it's going on out there. I'd love to walking down here through all those people doing all that.
As long as you guys speak up, it's fine.
Yeah, we just have to talk pretty loud.
Yeah, you just
what
don't.
about on Zoom?
Yes,
Are you hearing the
we
per-
can't hear it. I can't hear anything. I can just hear you.
Good.
Good.
And I'm not in town. I'm out in the Berkshire, so I really can't hear anything.
Good, good.
And I can
Where's
hear
the
you. fine.
microphone here? Is that?
Right here.
Okay.
Microphone, and there's one right
Okay,
there.
Great. All right, well, that was it for new business as far as I know. Are there any other items? Yes, Tim?
Please, a couple of things from the Battlefield Commission.
Oh, okay.
The final report of the archaeologist is finished in the draft form. It's being reviewed right now by the tribal members and by the members of the commission, and has also been reviewed by the National Park Service, and will be put out in a final form. It's a big document, but I was thinking that there is no money. They have no money to do reproductions of it or anything. They didn't think about that when they put it together. So what I was thinking is that we might try to get some money from the city, for example, to print some copies and put them in the GCC library and the local library and so forth. So sort of reference material, because if we don't do that for Greenfield, it's not going to get done. They don't have any way to do that. They didn't think about that.
National Park doesn't have any,
If they do, they sure haven't told us. And so, no, it was not in the bid proposal or the sort of contract that was set up by the Park Service. There's no money in there for that.
what kind of money are you talking?
I don't know, it would be be reproduction and, I mean, $400, $500 for multiple copies,
CPC fund that.
with the covers and.
Well, it depends because it's not entirely in Greenfield, but it does mention Greenfield, so there'd be some debate about it.
It's heavy.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of Greenfield history for sure,
Yeah.
but it's not entirely about Greenfield. So, you know.
It would be.
It's
The
about
thing
Native
is though, it's like,
Americans.
yeah, I personally would feel that because it's such a small amount, that it would just be like, meh, feel like chump change, but I obviously don't have quite the say. And if it comes down to the wire, I'm sure that there are other projects that are worthy of funding, so.
If it's not entirely within Greenfield, is it entirely within Franklin County?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that probably would sell it right there.
Try to get money.
I mean,
from
it's-
We are
FERCog.
the county
I mean,
seat.
it's not.
We gotta get money from FERCog.
Well, we are the county seat, right?
Yeah.
So it's the county's business is our business.
It's state money
Yeah.
for the city, like.
Yeah.
the cities.
So it's something,
I think we
it
should-
isn't ready yet, but it will be ready. And so I'm just putting this out as something to think about. The other thing is that the grant did include money to put some signs up, some
Well-
plaques.
I'll do right now, I'll go on copycat printing and, excuse me, I'll get a quote.
Yeah,
on that,
right.
because they're
And-
gonna want how much it's gonna cost. and all that.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out, and it's in color, it's got color maps and stuff, so it'll be a color document.
This is the final report.
This is the final report, and, but as I said, it's just in draft form now. You can get an idea of it if you go on to the Montague Town website, look at Montague Historical Society. They have an earlier version. And I don't remember, I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly how many pages it is.
I think it was like 300.
Oh, it's gonna be 200 and plus,
Yeah,
Hey,
so
yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
say 250, something like that.
Yeah, we can do it back and we can do it back to back and that would cut everything in half.
Right.
Can I chime
Did you
in?
give her a link?
I
I
can,
have it.
Oh.
she's looked at
I
it.
have it.
Oh, okay.
I thoroughly researched these.
Can I chime in that we flag a copy for the Historical Society? And should we also flag, I don't know if the Industrial Heritage has any kind of
Yeah,
library.
wherever we think there should be copies in
I
town.
don't think they do, but I can't say for sure that they don't.
Right. The other thing is that,
And I
is
know
that
the Historical Society has a library because I painted it.
Yes, Tim.
the other thing is that there is money in the grant to put signs up in, I think there's 3 signs, maybe 4 right now that are being put together and they've got the money to actually make the plaques and the stands for it. And I think they're going to end up on the riverbank looking across at Riverside from Turner's over to Riverside, which would be looking towards the site of the actual original battle. But I think we should consider some signs also for Greenfield, because there's a number of places in Greenfield that were very key parts of the battle where, as part of Greenfield history and part of our history in the streets thing that we've been talking about, where, you know, and the best example is the swimming pool. If you look, if you go down to the swimming pool where you park to go on the walk that goes by the river walk there, there's a little parking space that's across from the swimming area, and it's across from the stone that marks Turner's death. Right in there, there's a parking place. But if you had plaques there, or plaque there, you'd be looking across the road and you'd be looking at that hill that goes up behind. And that was the scene of one of the fiercest battles of the whole thing. Took place right there against that hill. That hill was peppered with musket balls. And there was a huge battle because the colonists were trying to cross the Green River there. And
Right.
they could not. That's where Turner was killed in the storm of fire that took place there. And so what they did is they went down farther west and crossed the river farther down and headed in through Greenfield along through that area towards Green River Cemetery. So that would be, so if we had 4 or 5 signs that we could put up in different parts of this town, that would tell the story of that part of the battle. And I don't know what the other towns are going to do, but I know that the group is not planning on doing any further signs.
So they're doing some in Montague.
They're going to do the main ones, and those are being at least one of those is totally being written by the tribes.
Oh.
And so, which is going to talk about the history of that place in tribal memory. So,
The Wisconsinawag?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, there's 4 different tribes involved.
okay.
There's Nipmucks and there's Wampanoags and and so forth. So
Hmm.
they all have representatives on this group. So they've got their heads together and wrote that one plaque.
Well, can we add it on to their, I mean, it would be good to have consistent graphics, consistent verbiage.
Well, I think what we probably ought to do is put it in the back of our minds until we actually see the final design of those signs,
Yeah.
which, and the designer, by the way, of that is a woman from Greenfield. So we actually, I know her and we can get her to give us some of the artistic details, thoughts.
And basically show the same manufacturer.
Mhm.
And
Yeah. So at any rate, just again, put it in the back of your minds as something we probably want to address in the future.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, thank you, for sure, and maybe even have a ceremony or something. Are they having a ceremony?
Well, there are gonna be some, yeah, there's gonna be some different ceremonies and stuff. The other thing they're talking about, if you're a Gill and you're coming to the White Bridge, you're gonna go across into Turner's. Just before you get there is that place where there's a little food wagon that sort
Yeah.
of makes it food. Right in that intersection, there's a stone that has a plaque on it that talks about Captain Turner and all of this stuff, and it's a very European centric
Yeah.
sign.
Uh-huh.
And so there's discussion about something to do in that area that
Uh-huh.
would ameliorate that a little bit. But the tribal members said, we don't do plaques. We don't do signs. That's not our way. We're not interested in putting up a dueling plaques. So they're talking about artwork of some sort, like sculpture or
Oh,
some other thing in that little place. The deed to that stone belongs to Deerfield. It was deeded over to the Pioneer Valley people,
PMA?
PVMA,
Oh,
and they're deeding it over to I think to Montague. So because it's been in their hands for years. So anyway, that's a mishmash of stuff that's not settled yet, but it's being worked on, being thought about anyway.
well, you don't need a vote on that, just.
Negative.
Okay. I think we all agreed that it would be good for
It's something,
us to have. some
just keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Just keep it in mind. So,
Great. Okay, any other new business from anybody? No, okay, well, ongoing, I have this category because we do have things we want to get done, but we don't want to talk about it every month. But let's just mention the historic zoning district study subcommittee. Does anybody move that ahead at all? No. Okay, and demolition delay ordinance, have you been hearing anything?
I have,
about
it's
state
all
level?
of, yeah, the hubbub about that regulation that was potentially going to standardize it. I haven't heard anything about it since
Yeah.
it was all, I mean, there was fierce activity for like a week, but it seems since then it's all died down.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably like, we're safe to, proceed with creating our own new demolition delay ordinance. It's still
Or improving.
in
what
order
we
improving,
have.
right, improving what we have or rewriting it, and there's lots out there, it's just been a matter of time, I mean, and honestly, the earliest I would be able to give any kind of updates or do any work would be at the December meeting, probably because have taken on some additional part-time work that is taking all of my,
Oh, you're an assessor now.
the assessment, not quite, I need to be elected, that would start in
Oh,
January,
okay.
but I've done some other part-time work for the Vermont Tree Fruit Growers Association. I'm
Oh.
managing their
Oh,
social media stuff for the fall season. So anyway, that's what I need to do in my
Yeah.
downtime until that season's over in October. But then maybe it turned out to be, would you know it, harder to find time to do anything after having a second baby.
funny thing about that.
My ambition, but I have not, as I keep saying, I haven't done anything. I have not forgotten them.
Good, great.
you know
Either
what,
way.
now is a good time to start saving.
Right, yeah.
what's that?
How many copies roughly? Like 5?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think? Half a dozen? I don't know.
The library?
TCC,
CCC library,
You
TCC,
see,
historicals.
Historical Society.
Yeah.
yeah.
You said you wanted one.
Okay, but I'm not gonna use the CPC money.
Museum of Industrial Heritage.
Do you think Jim would want one?
I don't know if they have a
No.
library.
Yeah, I mean,
They-
they have like a collection of like technical books, but nothing.
And
This doesn't seem like it's
catalogs, they have a lot
there.
of
Catalogs,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like outside of the
Yeah.
realm of what their focus is
And,
anyways.
and frankly, the library might want more than one copy.
Right,
Okay, so half
Yeah.
a dozen,
Yeah.
6.
yeah, 6.
Somebody will steal them, so they need to, no, that's been my experience. When you put something like this in the library, they get stolen.
That's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta put one of those barcodes.
I wrote a history of Greenfield that was used in the middle school for years, teaching history of Greenfield.
Uh-huh.
And I put half a dozen copies in the library, they all got stolen.
Did you keep one for yourself?
Yeah, I have one at home, but you know, but,
Wow,
gone.
that's
Three
too bad.
numbers.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe things are better now that it's a new building. maybe.
I guess it's a measure of readability.
Right. It must be good. if People want to take it.
Wow, that's really good. People stealing it all over the place.
Order them for hardcover. So if it's a lot of money, we can get maybe more copies like spiral bound or something like that, depending, because if it's too fancy, people will take them.
Yeah, I think spiral bound is fine. Really?
Well, it also.
Oh, yeah, spiral bound's
If
fine,
there's
isn't
any concerns about people taking one, it can just be in a library as non-circulating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would
The
think.
Greenfield room, yeah,
Yeah,
non-circulator, yeah.
right.
We can also do saddle stitch, which is when they basically like have a big cover on it and then they staple it. No,
I think spiral bound is fine. You know, really, but we got people wanting to get in here.
Yeah, okay. Any quotes?
Submitted.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
second.
All those in favor?
Hi.
All right, nice, nice.
All right. Thank
Second
you.
thing first. Yeah.
Yeah.
See everybody.
Bye. Thanks.